Hello, hello, this is Gemini, your friendly neighborhood spy. Back again with another summoning video. Today we are going to be summoning for Rearmed La. La is one of my favorite characters in the series, and she's actually the first of my favorites to get an asset alt. Like, it has been, like, what, 4 or 5 years I've been doing them, and none of my favorites ever gotten one, so I am very excited today to summon for her. It'll be really nice to be able to get a bunch of copies, hopefully, of a rearmed staff unit. This is only the second one we've gotten, so, you know, it's pretty crazy. I'll talk some more as I summon, but for now, let's just go right ahead and hop in. Okay. And I am planning to completely snipe colorless, and I might even go as far as 2 sparks. Like, I want as many copies of La as I can get. I love her, one of my favorite characters, and I'm just excited. We even got smoke? Okay, no. No first summon La, but that is okay. If you occasionally hear any weird, like, moving around songs, it might be my dog. She is in my lap and she does not sit still very well. Alright. 2 bottom left colorless stones in a row. Will it grant us good luck? I don't know. Alright. So, yeah. This is the, first time in a while I've been excited for a summoning session. Even though I like both Ariel and Lute and think they were good choices, I do always wish that they would give more stuff to characters that don't really have much. I think Seth is really a character who's desperately in need of something, something else, and I think he'd make perfect sense as an asset alt. But they have been ignoring him, unfortunately. He's only gotten 1 alt, even though he's, fairly popular and, like, the best character, or best unit in Sacred Stones. Oh my gosh! I sent it to Valencia! I don't think I had her, and I always kind of wanted her. So we will take that. Alright, the orphan of the late King Raymond, I am now Queen of Crimea. I'm Valencia, and together we will chart our future. That's awesome. Oh, look, yeah, I didn't have her yet. So I got a Florette. That is outstanding. Okay, Lindsay is a favorite of mine, so that is a great off-focus pull. And I mean, she's in the, whatever you call it, the special summon pool, so it doesn't even count towards pity or anything. Breaking pity. So yeah, that's awesome. Very happy to have her. I don't pull colorless very often because for some reason my favorites always get green alts. So here we are. I know a lot of people consider it like a curse to have to pull colorless, but since I so rarely pull it, I'm kind of like, oh, this is exciting. I get to pull a color I never pull. So yeah. Oh, okay. I don't think did I have a Linoan yet? I might have had like 1, but I feel like I don't have many. Okay, yeah, no, did not have her yet. That's cool. She has such pretty art. Alright, so yeah, lots happened in the game in recent months. I have not been pulling very much, which is why my orb hoard has gotten even bigger. Just because, like, there's been so much more of an emphasis on just, like, the most popular characters, and I just don't have a lot of favorites among them, so it's just been just not a lot of banners have grabbed me that much recently. And I mean, like, there are some characters that I really love that are popular. Okay, I think we're gonna go for Lute when we don't get a colorless. Just because her little aided charm would be kind of fun to have. But anyway. But like I'm a fan of Lynn, for example, but Lynn just has so many alts. She got 3 alts in the span of a year. So like, even though I like Lynn a lot, I don't get excited for Lynn alts anymore. And like, I had been wondering if maybe we'd get an Ephraim alt, which I'm like, an avowed Ephraim fan for this banner, and we didn't. And even though I definitely would have summoned for him, like, I would have been, happy to get him, it still wouldn't be, like, as exciting as seeing a character that doesn't really get a lot of stuff get something. Like, Ronulf getting his Halloween alt was super exciting. But I just think it's a lot more exciting seeing characters that don't have stuff get things, wherein watching characters get their, like, 10 plus salt it's just gotten kind of old at this point. Like, let somebody else have some time in the spotlight. So, yeah, it's been a little while since La Rochelle's last alt. I do absolutely love her art. I love her little, like, winged hat. Super cute. So, like, I'm basically trying to say, like, even though I'm excited for La Rochelle, and she doesn't have too much stuff yet, but at the same time, I think it would have been nice to see a character that didn't have anything, or at least had very little yet. Get something new. Lute, I feel, is kind of, like, surprisingly underrepresented, because I think she's pretty popular, but we don't see a whole lot of stuff from her. And on the whole, like, I feel like the Sacred Stones cast has gotten a decent amount of representation. Like, people— oh, yeah! Yay! All right. My name is La Rochelle, the hidden and beautiful princess of peerless beauty. You have my permission to call me so. Well, thank you. I will gladly call you the beautiful princess of peerless beauty. Oh, so happy to have her. Okay, she's plus res. That's probably good, I would think. Okay, cool. Anyway, what I was saying before was, I feel like people complain about Sacred Stones, like it always being like the same characters, but I actually feel like Sacred Stones doesn't have that as bad as some other games in the series does, because like there's a decent number of like, oh, okay, of relatively popular Sacred Stones characters that have gotten stuff, at least something. I actually feel like their exposure has been better than a lot of other games. It's just that the twins also get a lot of stuff. But like, you've got some La Rochelle alts, some Lute alts, some Joshua alts, some Mur alts, Tana and Inez, even Seth has one, Leon's got a bunch. Like, I feel like the characters that you would expect to have alts from Sacred Stones are the ones that mostly have alts from Sacred Stones. Like, the one kind of weird one is Selena being a NPC, but like, for the most part, it's characters that are like, you know, the characters you would kind of expect to have a bunch of alts from the game. Unlike what it's like being a FE7 fan and watching characters like Carla and Ursula get more alts than like the main playable cast. Which is just a very weird, like, situation to live through. Okay, we will pull for blue because I think Franz's art is absolutely adorable. I trust that I will pick him up eventually because he is demote, but I wouldn't mind getting a copy of him. Sorry, I'm getting a little spicy in my takes today, I guess. So yeah, and on the whole, I really wish the game would just like be a little bit more interesting in the character choices that they would make for alts and stuff. It'd just be nice to see more variety. It's kind of been my complaint for a while, but it feels like it got worse in this past year, which led to me not pulling all that often. But we'll see. It's a new year. They did that feedback forum last year, so I'm curious to see if that will have any impact on, you know, what kind of stuff they're putting out for this year. We'll see. We'll just have to see. Of course, there was the really big, controversial decision that they got rid of, like, new heroes, like, new characters as Tempest Trial alts, and I think that's, I hate that decision so much, because that was, oh crap. Wow. Full-on colorless for the first time in forever, and what do you know, we actually get stuff. I am Naga, last ruler of the dragons on their path to ruin. I will continue to fulfill my responsibilities as such. Yeah, never pulled her, definitely. I don't think she's supposed to be plus speed, but that's fine. Kinda lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? I gotta think, see if I can remember what I was saying. Oh yeah, getting rid of the Tempest Trial alts. I mean, Jeez. That was one of the only ways that, like, male characters ever got alts. So, I'm a little, you know, worried that if my chances of ever getting a Matthew alt were low before, like, what are we looking at now? So, yeah, I'm definitely with all the people that are unhappy about that decision. I know they got a lot of negative feedback immediately after, so maybe they'll reverse course, but I don't know. That seems like it was probably a decision that was made. I feel like they probably weren't happy making a decision like that, but I don't know. I really don't know. So. Oh, an ego. Like, I mean, they probably didn't want to have to make a decision like that in the first place, but I don't know, because, like, I know so little about how much it costs to run the game. A lot of people have pointed out that, like, the assets are so simple, it probably doesn't take a lot. But I really don't know. All I know is I really, really wish we could get a Matthew alt, especially one for me to summon on, so that I could finally, you know, unleash this massive pile of orbs I've been sitting on all this time for the one target that I've wanted to spend them on. Okay, so far only one Rearmed La Rochelle, but one is better than none, and a bunch of other stuff too, so this has been an interesting session so far. At least it's not one of those summoning sessions where we're sitting there getting nothing. Those are just always so, So thankfully so far this has been a fairly eventful session. And of course the other big thing, like this past year and like even the year before especially, has been the ever-scaling power creep that we've seen in the game, which has really, really gotten out of control. Oh, hello. Lana? Am I getting that right? Larum. Not Lana, Larum. Right, Lana is the one from Thracia, the dancer. Okay, I did not have her. I wasn't sure if I did or not. That's what I mean. I never pull colorless, so like now I'm suddenly pulling all of these heroes that I normally wouldn't have. So that's cool. And yeah, I've definitely been really frustrated by the power creep within the past several months or even year. Yay! My boy! I'm always happy to get a Matthew. Always. The name's Matthew. I'm at the surface of the young master. I mean, my Lord Hector. Good to meet you. And he, as always, gets a love react because he's the best. Okay. Oh, okay, another Linoan. That's cool. It just feels like playing a lot of like the new content is kind of just frustrating because like I don't want to have to sit there reading like multiple paragraphs of skill descriptions, which is often what they end up looking like. Just to find out that there's nothing I can do with the characters that I want to use. And since not many of my favorites have been getting alts recently, like it's really hard to keep up with the constantly scaling meta creep. Power creep, meta creep, whatever. I feel like either term kind of says all that needs to be said about it. Especially when you've got these characters that you like, these units, you can't even put a scratch on them. Like, you're using your best nuke. And you can't do a single point of damage to them, and you can't survive a single round of combat with them either. Like, there are strategies you can use, I'm not saying there's nothing you can do. But it just feels like it has become kind of an exercise in frustration to play this game sometimes. Which sucks, because it wasn't always that way. There was a time when, you know, the gameplay was, I thought, fairly fun. It's why I played it for so long. And don't get me wrong, I'm still playing it. I'm a sucker. I'll be with this game until end of service. But I do miss the old days in Heroes. It felt like there was, I don't know, just more excitement when new things came out. And I'd actually read skill descriptions instead of just completely ignoring them. Though I was reading Laurie Shells. I was reading through Laurie Shells because I do plan to use her. It'll be nice having a, you know, powerful new Sacred Stones character. Sacred Stones always used to be like one of the games that I would struggle with the least with things like limited battles and stuff, because I had like my team of all Ephraims and they were all good. But at this point, it's been about 2 years since the last time we got an Ephraim. And that's when the power creep really started to scale, so we don't really have like a modern Ephraim anymore. But Lara Shell is my second favorite Sacred Stones character, so I will take her. And hopefully we'll get something else Ephraim related soon. Oh my gosh, look at all these Linoans. Considering I didn't have a single one of her when I started summoning, now I'm, you know, now I'm set. So yeah, I think we'll be getting, probably the Elite banners will be coming up soon. As always, I look forward to seeing what's on the Blazing Blade banner this year, but I'm trying not to get my hopes up too much for it to be anything that I really want. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like a, why did I pull blue? I was gonna pull reds if I didn't get colorless, whatever, doesn't matter. My like theory about what we're gonna get on the Blazing Blade banner is that we're going to get Marcus and Lowen as new heroes, since we don't have either of them yet, and like not having Marcus is kind of crazy considering he's like, you know, such a iconic character from that game. So my theory is that we're gonna get him and Lowen, and then we'll also get some kind of asset Eliwood and possibly Ninian as well to go along with Eliwood. But I hope we get Matthew, as always. That is always where my hopes lie. Getting an asset Matthew would just be, it would just make my day. It would make my week. It'd just make me very happy. So hopefully. And as always, I will be giving all of my CYL votes to Matthew this year, and if you have any votes to spare, I would ask that you consider giving them to him as well, because he is a good boy, and he has been waiting a very long time for an ult, and so have I. So if you'd be willing to help me out, I would really, really appreciate it. Oh, okay. I think I did have a Nina. I'm pretty sure I have summoned her before. Yes, I did have her. Okay. Alright, so we're going to pick up our free Laurie Shell right here. Alright. Well, free might not be the right word. I did do 40 summons to get to her, but that's fine. Alright, look at her. Justice Armed. Such a great title for her. I love it. I adore her. The beautiful princess of peerless beauty. Okay, so we're gonna keep going. I really want to get more copies of her, so I'm hoping that we will pick up at least 1 or 2 more on our way to the second spark. Oh! Okay, I didn't have any Dane. Like, wow! Oh, I forgot to upgrade. Okay, so we've got 2. Rearmed Laurie Shells. I am Edane of Yingvi? I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. I am sorry, it seems as though simply being near me may beckon danger to you. That's okay. Right, her art is so pretty. Cool. I don't know too much about what she does, but either way, that's very cool. Nice to get another colorless staff that I did not have. Oh, and that puts me at the bubbles. So hopefully that means that hopefully we'll get to activate those on a La Rochelle. Hopefully. Not that I'm really minded by the off-focus pulls that I've had so far this session, because I did get one La Rochelle on the way to the Spark, which, I mean, just getting even a single copy of the hero you want on the way to the Spark is honestly not bad. Now, some people will get kind of upset if they don't get the target they want by Spark, but I don't know, I kind of expect that, like, one is pretty good if you get that. Though I will not be upset if our luck picks up and we get significantly more. So yeah, as far as things I've been up to recently, since I haven't been... Well, I guess I'll talk about, because I actually have been working on a new video for the channel. I had a little time off from work with the holidays, and I did a ton of work on it during the break, and it's getting close to being done, so hopefully that will come out soon. It is not related to Fire Emblem Heroes in any way, it's a just general Fire Emblem video, so hopefully people that, are just fans of the series will enjoy that once it comes out. But I've been spending a lot of my time recently working on a personal creative project, which is a novel I've been writing for the past few years. And I love working on it, and I finished the first draft back in November. So I've been revising it ever since, and revisions are going to take a while, there's a lot to do. But I'm just really, really happy with how it's coming along. So that's where I've been putting a lot of time into that. But I will also make a point to finish my other video soon, because I have already sunk a whole lot of time into that, so I definitely want to see that posted soon. And that video I started working on over the summer, so it's, it's a project that took a decent amount of research, a lot of writing, and I'm looking forward to making it happen. Also hoping that we get some more news on Fortune's Weave fairly soon. It's been a little while now since it was first announced, and we haven't had another general direct since then, so hopefully we get one fairly soon. I haven't looked to see if there are rumors or anything in a while. But it would be great if we did get some more information. I'm hoping it comes out, I know they said 2026. I'm hoping that it's not end of 2026. I think it'd be awesome if it came out sometime in the spring or summer, but, we'll see. We shall see. Okay. That pity rate's getting up there, so, hopefully soon we bring home another copy of Best Sacred Stones Girl. At least we've been getting colorless orbs, knock on wood. Oh, Klein. He's one of so many characters that I'm how have you not gotten an alt? Alongside Matthew, obviously. Okay, let's see. Oh my gosh, another Linoan. I think that's been 4 so far? Wow. Which is cool, she's a cool character. She's got a great design. Her art's beautiful. Okay. Every circle, I'm kind of holding my breath, hoping that I get at least one colorless stone. Because it's it's gonna be that circle where I don't get one, which is when, we summon an off-focus character. Okay, we've got 3 colorless, so hopefully that's a good sign for us. See, but I'm never even upset when I don't get smoke on colorless, because I'm always it could still be Matthew. And I am always, always happy to summon a Matthew. Fun fact, I have never once turned a Matthew into a combat manual, nor have I ever sent one home. So every Matthew that I've ever summoned is either just sitting in my barracks or has been merged into another Matthew. So just in case, you know, you were wondering how unhinged I am, that's, you know, a little helpful tidbit of information for you. Got a decent number of Azamas, too. Okay, so that was not an ideal circle, but that's okay. Come on, Larry Shell. We could pull 2 right here. Nope. We're at 7.5. Yikes. Okay. Whew. I just get worried every time, wondering if we're gonna get a colorless stone or not. Okay, so now this is where the summoning gets a little frustrating, is when you're in such a dry spell as this. Because it has been quite a bit since we've gotten anything, you know, interesting. Come on, Larry Shell. So, as far as other games I've been playing recently, the big thing is I got into playing Balatro over the summer. If you've never heard of that, it is a, very... Oh, no. Alright. Show me the loot. Okay, we avoided the loot. Not that I would be upset about getting loot, but I'm gonna be sparking for her soon, so I would much rather summon Larry Shell. But anyway. So if you've never heard of Balatro, it is a cripplingly addictive little card-based roguelike. And it's just really easy to get sucked into. It's a game where you basically play poker hands to earn points and try to get the highest score you possibly can. Oh no. Okay. And it's really good. It's a great game, and I highly, highly recommend it. If you... Oh no. Game, you were being so good about giving me colorless, and now they're gone. But yeah, Balatro is... It's surprisingly strategical game. There's a lot of luck involved, but there's also... No, I knew it was gonna happen. Hi, Loot. I was just gonna get you. You did not need to come home. Oh, well. Whatever. We'll keep summoning. We've still got the second spark to go to, and I don't know, I really want to get another Larry Shell. So maybe we'll keep going. We'll see. I was hoping for more than 2. Come on, we've still got several pulls. We could get a Larry Shell or 2 in this time. And I don't have a ton of staff users that I'd like to update, but I have several. So getting, you know, a few copies of her rearmed staff would be really, really great. At least one more copy would be really nice. Because, like, you know, rearmed heroes are just so valuable to get in bulk because of all the utility they offer with skill inheritance. And I mean, you know that, but it just makes it so worthwhile to get several of them. Not just because they're a favorite, but because of, you know, how much they can also help your other favorites do well. My main staff users that I like try to update are Sierra and Zane. I do use like Anniversary Larishelle a bit, but I like what her staff effect does. So I still use that, even though it's probably very outdated at this point. Like, I still find it useful because it just has good utility. So I'm looking forward to when she gets, because I don't think she's gotten a refine yet, but I think she's due for one soon. So I look forward to seeing what that ends up being, and hope it's just a straight upgrade to what she already has. That would be awesome. Oh, come on, Larishelle. I am here for you. Oh, okay. I think we'll probably go down a little farther. Because we can afford it. I mean, you know, I do have several orbs. So I see no reason why I shouldn't just indulge a little bit longer, since I really do want these copies of her. Oh, okay. Okay, so we're gonna get our copy of Loot. Our second copy of Loot. But, you know, at least that means that I will be able to give her charm to more characters. We're gonna keep going. We've got the orbs, and I really, really do want more copies of Larishelle. So yeah. I don't think what else has been going on recently. I guess I've been playing a lot of Balatro. I played through this really interesting little indie game. I'm a huge fan of mystery games. I think I've mentioned this before. I love a good mystery game, and I played this one called Killer Frequency. That was a short game. It only took maybe like 5 or 6 hours to play through. And in it, you play as a radio host on a night when there's a serial killer on the loose in this like tiny little small town. And the 911 operator has to go for help. So she puts you in charge of being like the 911 dispatch. So like you're trying to do a radio show and suddenly you've got people calling you and you have to like help them, direct them away from the serial killer. It was really neat. It was a neat little game. I enjoyed it a lot. So if you like kind of weird little experiences like that, I do recommend checking out Killer Frequency. I played it on Steam, and yeah, I liked it a lot. Another game that, if you haven't played this one, it's closer to being like a Fire Emblem game, and then it's a strategy game. It was a small indie game that I played several months ago. It was called Tactical Breach Wizard. That game was so good. I'll say it again, Tactical Breach Wizard. It was goofy. But it was really, really fun. And it was a neat strategy game that didn't rely at all on RNG. Like, it was completely based on just how you built your characters and just how you would play each map individually. So it was a really cool experience. I had a ton of fun playing it. I really liked the story and the characters. It did lean a little bit on the goofy end of the spectrum. but I thought it was a ton of fun, and I really would recommend it if you want a new strategy game to play and you haven't checked that one out already. So I guess, you know, if you're still watching all this far in, then drop a comment down below and let me know what you've been playing recently, and if you have any good strategy games that you would recommend. Or mystery games. I am a huge fan of pretty much anything that's like a mystery game. I really wish we could get one more on screen, but I think I will probably stop at 6,000, at least for now. Whew, I was not expecting La Rochelle to be this reluctant to come home. Could be here. Nope. I always say that your luck can change at any time. In this game, you know, like, you could start out having absolutely abysmal luck, and it could suddenly turn around and you get, like, 5 of the hero you want back to back, or vice versa. But it does sometimes seem like it is very reluctant to turn around, you know? Alright, so this will probably be my last poll on screen. We'll see what I get. Either way, I did get 2 copies of La Rochelle, so it's not, you know, a total bust. Oh, hi, Dwyer. But yeah, I think that is where we will stop for today's summoning session. I will probably go back and do more polls myself, but either way, thank you so much for joining me. Take care, have a wonderful rest of your day, and Gemini out.